a couple of meetings against the Rams. So certainly Southmore is not a team that you want to come in and underestimate.
Well, they are playing on their home field tonight. It is homecoming here at Southmore, so of course that is something that might be a game changer one way or another for Southmore. They may be inspired to play a little better, or they may just be distracted all around. We do know Bill Blankenship's thoughts on homecoming.
They're well coached, and so you want to improve each game here within the season, within district play. Certainly, the Rams control their own destiny if they can go ahead and win district and host that home playoff game. But still, a lot of football left to be played before then.
I think old Frank Broyles said they remember what you do in November. Well, they remember what you do in late October in Class 6A football here in Oklahoma. And I know that these next few games, you take a look at the fact.
Second, actually a four-way tie for second. Jinx, Edmond, Santa Fe, Norman, and Westmore. So that district is all messed up right now with a lot of ball yet to play to clean that up before playoff time.
We've got a lot of ball left to play tonight, and of course, right now it's a beautiful night for football. Sun starting to set into the west. Clear skies, 72 degrees here, just about 11 minutes shy of kickoff, and it doesn't look like that we have any shot of rain tonight. A little bit of a breeze. We'll continue to watch that and kind of tell you where that's coming from as we move through the course of the broadcast. But a beautiful evening for some Thursday night football, and we'll have more of it straight ahead. When we come back, we'll get Steve's keys to victory, and we'll have our Duralast Roofing starting lineups as well. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football presented by InsideOwasso.com on 100.1 KYFM.
Out of that set.
Peyton Lusk, Trey Goins, Keelan Carney, and they are your wide receivers tonight. And we have got our starting lineups interrupted by the national anthem. So while we pause to pay tribute to our country, we'll take another 2-minute timeout and finish our starting lineups when we come back on KYFM. which we always pause for here on the Owasso Rams broadcast. So we'll finish our Duralast Roofing starting lineups as we move through the course of the InsureWithKeith.com countdown to kickoff. We mentioned Duggar starting at quarterback tonight, Willis Brown starting at running back, alternating with Hagan Hood. Peyton Lust, Trey Goins, and Keelan Carney in the three wide receiver positions tonight. Mario Kirby starting at tight end. Left tackle is going to be Hudson Mosby. Logan Ledbetter at left guard tonight. Alan Carey playing center this evening. Grayson Isaac at right guard and Dylan Gilbert at right tackle this evening. On the defensive side of the football, Andre King and Hayden Grant, your starting defensive ends. Michael Jamerson and Jaden Love, your defensive tackles. Dawson Adams, your outside linebacker, Ahmad Triplett and Brendan Dye, your inside linebackers. Safeties are going to be Tristan Profit and Gage Laney. Deuce Mayberry and Omar Barker playing the cornerback position tonight. Will Felch, your place kicker, and Tate Farley, your starting punter this evening. Those are your Owasso starting lineups brought to you by Duralast Roofing. Call Zach Harbaugh and his crew, the local guys. They're ready to take care of you. Visit them on the web at www.duralastruffing.com. For the Southmore Sabercats, some of the names you'll hear us calling tonight: Noah Peters, your starting quarterback. Wide receivers, they've got four of them in the starting rotation. Chase Yarger, Parker Mollett, Trevor Schreier, and Jaden Hughes, your starters this evening. And so those are the names that you'll be hearing the most of for the Southmore Sabercats this evening. Steve, your keys to victory brought to you by Owasso First Assembly of God. What are they tonight?
Well, there's the three keys we have, not necessarily in that order, Grant, are going to be starting strong on defense as we see the coin toss at midfield. Let's see if the Rams have elected to receive the opening kickoff. So certainly you want to get a good start on offense. We mentioned it last week coming into tonight. This offensive line tends to really set the tone for a game, and it'd be nice to come out and get a good drive and finish off with a score. The other thing that I think Coach Blankenship wants to try to improve upon, mistakes, not getting those unnecessarily unwanted self-induced penalties. And then, of course, we're going to continue to watch special teams. Much improved last week, still a lot of room to grow and get better, so that's certainly an area that we're going to watch tonight. But in reality, Grant, you've got the number one ranked Owasso Rams with a record of 6-0 on the season, coming down the turnpike to Moore to face the Sabercats, 0-6. I mean, the paper doesn't lie, and you would think that the Rams have got to come in, and they've got to focus on this game like they did Edmond North and like they did Norman North, because they went through that gauntlet early on, four really strong ball games, and now what we would consider three not quite as favorable matchups by the visiting team.
Owasso and Southmore have both run onto the field. We're just a few minutes away from kickoff. We'll take a 1-minute break and be right back. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football on KYFM. We're definitely looking forward to bringing you the call. As again, if you were not with us during the coin toss, Owasso will end up receiving the ball starting out. And Steve, we're just looking forward to a night where Bill Blankenship says, as usual, we need to start fast, and we need to get on that scoreboard and really just try to start improving on things week to week.
Yeah, got to focus on yourself and just try to get better each week. Right now, we're in the middle of this division where it's been tough for the Rams to really have much resistance the last couple of games, winning by big margins. You expect that again here tonight. Rams offense clicking on all cylinders, want to keep that going. Cole Duggar, who has yet to throw an interception on the season, will be starting at quarterback for Owasso, and so it'll be interesting to see if we see any new wrinkles thrown in the mix here this evening as well. And throughout the game, Grant, hopefully we'll be able to bring updates with the Owasso Lady Softball Rams over in Shawnee as they are in the state tournament facing the Westmore Lady Jaguars.
I know that's a big game over at the Fire Lake Ball Fields of Shawnee tonight, and that one goes Friday and Saturday if they keep winning, I believe. Gabe Kessler nodding yes that that is the schedule, so we'll definitely keep you up to date on who's doing what in Shawnee tonight. And Coach Eichler and his crew ready for a great state tournament, state championship weekend, hopefully.
Yeah, it's the 17th appearance by the Lady Rams at the state tournament, and trying to finish one off this year. He's got a senior-laden ball club led by Paige Knight, who kind of just does everything for the Lady Rams, so we'll try to stay updated with the score coming out of Shawnee. First round in the state softball playoffs.
Our understanding right now, the Lady Rams leading 1-0 in Shawnee at Fire Lake Ball Field, so I know you'll be keeping up to date with, as they call it, the Twitter tonight, and we'll be looking forward to getting results of that broadcast. Owasso will move from left to right on the radio dial this evening. They're in their road white with the maroon numbers, maroon trim this evening. Southmore kicking off from right to left. They're in their home gray with the yellow numbers, yellow and white trim tonight, and so we're just about ready to get this thing kicked off here this evening as a fresh new 12 minutes is put on the board. Back deep to receive for Owasso. It'll be Cole Adams setting up shop along with he'll be setting up shop at about the 7-yard line along with Omar Barker deep in the backfield, and we're just about ready to get this one underway in Moore tonight.
Gorgeous night here in Moore as the sun has settled back in the west. You know, early on sometimes it can be an issue, and it should not be here this evening on a field that runs east and west.
I just took the sunglasses off about 2 minutes ago, so sun's finally down and we're finally ready to go here. But you're right, it does get a little bright here sometimes, and that's not an issue tonight as the stadium lights are on and we are ready to get this one underway here tonight. Here is the kick. It's a quick onside.
It's supposed to be an onside, and it doesn't even make it 5 yards. So.
No, he got it over to about the 45-yard line, and that is where Owasso will have it 1st and 10.
That's a bold move to open up against the number 1 team in the state, and you just gave the Owasso Rams starting field position on the opening kickoff in your territory.
At your own 44.
Yeah, they're going to actually, I think they ended up moving them back to the 46, but 2 yards either way. That's, to me, a mistake by the Sabercats. You would have been better off maybe to just try to kick it out of bounds and see if the Rams would take the penalty.
Peyton Lusk split to the left. Keelan Carney and Trey Goins out to the right as Cole Duggar gets ready to take the snap off the left hash mark tonight as, again, 1st and 10 from the 46 of the Sabercats. Duggar ready to take the snap for the first time tonight. Man in motion to the left is Keelan Carney. He'll take the handoff, rolling out to the left. He gets up to the 38, up to or about the 42, up to the 40-yard line, and ran out of bounds at about the 39. I think they're actually going to call him out near the 42, Steve.
Yeah, I think you're right, and that was a kind of a slow progressing play there as everything went to the left, and a nice short gain on the play.
Duggar with same man in motion to the left. Carney, he'll hand it off instead to his running back up the right side. Here comes Willis Brown. He's up to the 30, up to the 25. Actually, Derek Overstreet. Yeah. Now down to the 15. Overstreet's going to be ran out of bounds there.
Nice job. But had the same formation and what appeared to be the same play with Carney going again out to the left. The give to Overstreet up the middle. He breaks out off right tackle, gets out into the open, and all the way down to the 13-yard line 1st and 10 for the Rams.
Overstreet not mentioned on the depth chart tonight, but he'll get the start either way. Maybe a last-minute change there. Stacked receivers to the left as Duggar throws to one of them. That's Carney. He's at the 10. 5 into the end zone. Touchdown Owasso on the board early. 11:21 left to go in this first quarter. Just about 49 seconds or 39 seconds into this ball game, and it's already 6-0.
And Grant, that's, again, we talked about it last week, one of those simple throwouts to the left. Trey Goins with a fantastic job. He actually blocked the first man up the corner and then went off of him to block the safety, and it was an easy catch and run into the end zone.
Hagan Hood trying the point after here. His kick, end over end, it is up through the uprights and good, and it is 7-0 with 11:21 left to go in this first period of play. We'll take a 30-second break. Back for the kick right after this. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football presented by InsideOwasso.com on 100.1 KYFM.
Hey, Rambo, I've got something for you.
Hey, Rambo, do you want this in your checking or your savings account? Hey, Rambo? Rambo! 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 Rambo!
Grant Merrill, Steve Mowry, Rob Williams along with you, and with another Jay and Company by the number stats update and a scoring drive update. Here's Steve.
Well, it was 3 plays covering 46 yards and only took 39 seconds for the Rams to get the first touchdown on the board. They lead 7-0.
Kick is going to be fielded at the 27-yard line. Rams just making it easier and easier for you and Rob to compile those scoring drives.
I may have actually beat him that time. I can do simple math.
Well, I try. 11:21 left to play here. 1st and 10. Sabercats are going to have it at their own 27-yard line. So that's where they'll field it. That's where they move from right to left on the radio dial. If you're just joining us, Owasso leading at 7-0. Their quarterback tonight, as we mentioned in the pregame starting lineups, is going to be Noah Peters. He'll take his team out to the right hash mark and get ready to get this thing underway. 1st and 10 from that 27. He's got twins out to the left, one man split to the right. Man in motion to the right. He takes the handoff and keeps it going up the left side. He'll get to the 26, not much further. So
that's
maybe.
Actually, yeah, I'm sorry, Grant. That's actually Jaden Scott.
Jaden Scott
at
getting
quarterback.
the start
You're right.
tonight.
On our chart, we have Noah Peters, but that was Jaden Scott.
Well, Jaden Scott will be your starting quarterback this evening, and, well, when you go by the depth chart, I guess sometimes you get surprised. So, anyway, twins out to the left. We won't make that mistake again. And now, Scott handing off. Nothing there as the ball carrier goes to the left side, gets up to the original line of scrimmage, maybe gets a yards gain, but it's still going to be 3rd down and 11 as they had dropped back for a 2-yard loss on the play previous.
Hayden Grant, Ahmad Triplett, Brendan Dye also in the play, and then you also have Tristan Profit coming up in run support from his safety position. So team speed is definitely going to be an advantage for the Rams in this contest, which is something that we talked about in the coaches show the other night. Sideline to sideline is going to be a problem for the Sabercats against this fast Ram defense.
Scott, the quarterback, dropping back to throw, guns it up the middle. It's off the fingertips of his intended receiver, and that was Tyler White who he was aiming for, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 11.
Yeah, Jaden Scott, not known as being the proficient passer that time, but with that 3rd and long situation, no choice for Coach Jeremy Stark to have to try something quick. Looked like that play may have been there, just unable to execute and finish it off. So the Sabercats will punt the football to the Owasso Rams with Gage Laney back to receive the punt.
Setting up shop at about the 29-yard line. Here comes the kick.
Good punt.
It is a good punt.
Beautiful.
And Laney's going to catch it at about the 30. He takes off to the left, gets up to the 35, 40, 45, up to the 49-yard line. That's where he's going to be stopped and dragged down right there at midfield.
Nice return by Gage. That was a beautiful punt by Southmore, and Laney actually had to go back and make an over-the-head catch and did a kind of a spin move, and it was on the near side of the field, so that catch carried him over to the wide side, and he gets the ball return. That's about a 20-yard return.
That'll bring up 1st and 10 from the 50. Derek Overstreet still in at running back, so we'll assume that's how it's going to stay tonight, as Cole Duggar has twins out to each side of the line. He'll drop back, throwing, finding Overstreet at the 45, up to the 50, down to the 45, 40, 35, ran out of bounds near the 32-yard line, and that's another Waterstone Private Wealth Management first down.
And again, that is keyed. It's just a short pass. Cole Duggar receives the snap, tosses it out quickly to his left, and then Overstreet is up the field. Trey Goins once again with a fantastic block to turn what looked like to be 5 yards into about a 20-yard gain.
1st and 10 from the SaberCat 33, dropping back to throw Duggar. He'll connect down at the 25, brought down at the
Fumble,
20-yard
and the SaberCats
line.
came up with it.
Fumble on the play, as Steve mentioned, and Southmore will get to take it the other direction.
Ronnie Thomas was trying to get upfield, and the ball on the hit was popped out and recovered there by Nathan Outen, just a sophomore. So turnover in the ball game here in the early going.
So the SaberCats getting that turnover there, and with 9:45 left to go, they'll try another drive here. Owasso leading at 7-0 if you're just joining us. And still in at quarterback, Jaden Scott. Twins out to the right, one man split to the left. Scott splitting the hash marks here. He'll take the snap, handing off, first man through up the left side. He'll get up to about the 24-yard line.
Well, and again, Grant, this SaberCat team, they just don't have the team speed as Omar Barker stays home. Tristan Profit comes over, and they basically get about a 2-yard gain, but for the most part come up and run the offensive player straight out of bounds.
Chris Wilson, the ball carrier, with that last 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 7. One man split to the left, twins out to the right again as the quarterback, Jaden Scott, getting ready to take a snap here. He'll fake a handoff and roll to the left. Scott up to the 27-yard line is going to be dragged down there. So that'll be a gain of about 3 on the play to bring up 3rd down and 4. 9:24 and the clock rolling here in the first quarter. 7-0 our score. Owasso taking an early lead here. Fumbling the football on their second drive, and now Southmore trying to see what they can do after recovering that fumble.
Andre King in on that last tackle, and he has certainly made a name for himself the last 3 games.
3rd down and 4 from the 27 as Scott hands off, first man through, busts up to the 30, up to the 35, 40, 45, 50, down at the 42-yard line of the Rams, and that's going to be the biggest gain of the night for Southmore so far, Steve, as he was able to get deep into Ram territory on that run.
Yeah, and it was 3 missed tackles by this Ram defense. So those are the kind of things you want to stay focused on.
1st and 10 from the 40 of Owasso as Jaden Scott gets ready to take the snap here. He'll bark out some orders to his line and get his team ready. 8:28, 8:27, clock still rolling. Scott back to throw, finds a man out on the right
open
side.
field tackle that time. That is Dawson Adams, and he does not miss those.
And he got him back to the 45-yard line, so that's a loss of 5 yards on the play to bring up 2nd and 14.
And you know, Grant, I'm not sure Dawson Adams is really being looked at heavily by any of the smaller colleges, but this is a kid that can come out and help a ball club. He's just a football player. He's not your prototypical big-size linebacker or anything like that, but he can play safety, strong safety, free safety. He can come up in a nickel, and he can do a lot. And I'm a bit shocked that some of the colleges haven't been sending him more bail.
Scott ready to take the snap from the right hash mark this time, handing off, first man through. He's going to dodge one tackle, but he'll be brought down at the 43-yard line. Not much of a gain there. He ran a long way to get about 1.5 yards, Steve.
Yeah, late flag on the play, Grant, so this may be a dead ball foul, and it could go against the Rams.
See what they call here with the clock stopped at 7:35. And this is on Owasso.
Dead ball personal foul. And so Grant, we've seen several mistakes on this drive. Rams not tackling well on defense, and then a personal foul that's going to give Southmore a first down at the Owasso 27-yard line.
So Southmore marching on as they try to get closer and closer to the end zone. Scott handing off. Out to the left side goes the ball carrier, and he'll run directly to the left on that 30-yard line there. That's where he's tackled.
Yeah, Gage Laney just drew that out, had good position, watching the hips of the runner, tried to stop and get outside. Laney not having any of that as the tackle's made for a 3-yard loss.
Chris Wilson on the run there for the SaberCats, and they'll spot it at the left hash mark again and take off from the 30-yard line. Second down and 13. Hand off, first man through, gets down to the 29-yard line, still not back to the original line of scrimmage.
Tristan Profit comes up again as Brandon Dye and Andre King on the left side. Southmore tried to bring that right guard over, but he's just not quite fast enough to get into the hole before the running back comes through, and that bounces the back to the outside, and there's white shirts all over the place out there to make the play.
Twins out to the right side, one man split to the left. Getting ready to take the snap here is Scott. Making a handoff, he runs up the left side, gets up to the 25, gets to the 20-yard line, dragged out of bounds near the 19. Totally faked that handoff and just decided to run for it. He had an empty hole, and he got his yardage there, Steve.
Well, the Rams tried to bring a blitz off that left side. Brandon Dye was trying to come through the line, and unfortunately the quarterback saw that and was able to escape and run right to where he was, get to the outside. Again, another missed tackle, and I think that's going to be something Coach Klink's going to address here in a little bit. Here's a big fourth down for the Rams.
And they're going to go for it. Scott handing off.
He's
first
not going to get
through, gets down to the 21-yard line.
Not even close.
The first down marker was at the 18.
Yeah, not even close. Guys getting up off the pile. Andre King again. Tristan Profit also coming in for help. Jaden Love on that defensive line. So the turnover does not come back to bite the Rams as this defense is able to make a big stand on fourth down.
First down and 10 now for Owasso from their own 20. Almost like having a touchback called.
Right.
6:09 left to play. Twins out to the left as Cole Duggar gets ready to take the snap here. He does so, dropping back to throw. Duggar rolling out to the left this time, still looking to throw. He'll sling it up the left side of the field toward Trey Goins. It's off his fingertips at the 40-yard line of the SaberCats, and the incomplete pass will bring up second down and 10.
Trying to stretch the field that time. Trey with good hands, just unable to bring that one in.
Boy, had he brought that one in, he would have had open field in front of him and nothing stopping him from the end zone. Out of the gun, we've got twins to the right this time, Carney and Goins. Lusk split to the left, and Duggar ready to take the snap as he gets a second set of instructions from the sideline here. Overstreet next to him at running back, off the right hash mark. Duggar dropping back, looking to throw, slings it up the middle of the field. It's off the fingertips of Keelan Carney, who was split out to the 35, and that's going to bring up third down and 10.
Certainly a catch. You would expect Keelan Carney to come in, but I tell you, when you're going across the middle like that and that ball's not on the money, it's hard to stretch out there knowing the safety is getting ready to come across and take your head off. So he may have just gotten a little bit nervous about trying to make that play. Ball was just a bit away from him to make that catch easily.
Trips to the left this time, dropping back to throw. Duggar, he'll sling it up the middle. It's caught but dropped, and then Trey Goins is drilled there at the 32-yard line. So 3 incomplete passes in a row there, Steve, and we've got fourth down.
Well, that's those are the things we talked about, Grant, is efficiency on offense, unable to bring those catches in. And the Rams with a 7-0 lead with 5:50 to go here in the first quarter. And the SaberCats able to hold Owasso to a 3-and-out here.
They'll kick it away here SaberCats setting up shop at the 44-yard line. 5:50 left to go. First quarter action, 7-0. If you're just joining us, a wobbly kick and a fair catch called for by the SaberCats there at the 46-yard line. So they'll now move from right to left after making the catch, and on that reception was Kevon Rice for Southmore.
Score from Shawnee at the end of 2 innings. The Owasso Lady Rams lead Westmore 1-0 in that quarterfinal. So some good news coming into us from Shawnee.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
Steve Mowry with the scoreboard update. Twins out to the right, one-man split to the left. Scott, the quarterback, hands off, first man through, busts up to the 49-yard line, and that is where he's going to be stopped, Steve. So that'll bring up a 4-yard gain, 2nd down and 6.
Michael Jamerson there with the tackle.
5:25 left to play.
Not going to see Southmore throw the football much.
Scott handing off, or trying to hand off once again, but instead keeps it. He'll get down to the 49 of Owasso. That'll be about a gain of 1.5 yards or so. They'll probably give him the 48 there, so that'll bring up 3rd down and about 4.
Yeah, Rams are going to have a player down on the field, and that's going to be Jamerson, the 6', 265-pound sophomore. Couldn't tell if it was like a hip or a right thigh. As the trainers come out to take a look at him.
While they tend to him, we'll take a break. 5:05 left to go in the first quarter. It's Owasso 7, Southmore 0. You're listening to Owasso Ram football on 100.1 KYFM. Southmore gets the football off in the out of the break, as we've got 4:58 left to go in the first quarter. 7-0 our score. Jamerson off the field, Steve, and they were able to tend to him pretty quickly.
Yeah, and hopefully he'll be okay, but no need to bring him back into this ball game here this evening. The SaberCats had a chance at a 3rd and 4, and now they've backed themselves up into a 3rd and 9.
Scott off the left hash mark, hands off, first man
white
through.
shirts everywhere, as that's going to be Jaden Love. We've called his names a couple of times already here tonight, and he just corrals the running back for actually a 2-yard loss.
Chris Wilson, the ball carrier on that play. 4:20 left to play here. 4th down and 11 for the SaberCats.
Looks like they're going to punt from about their own 30, and Gage Laney will line up at the Owasso Ram 15-yard line. Be nice to get a return and get some rhythm going back in this game. We're at the 4:05 mark here in the first quarter with a 7-0 lead.
4:05 left to go here in the 4:05.
Not as good a punt here, more of a line drive. It's bouncing, picked up on the hop.
And now here comes Gage Laney at the 20, up to about the 24-yard line. He evades a defender, gets to the 30, and is ran out of bounds at the 32.
Yeah, gets about a, what do we call that, a 17-yard return. So it'll be good starting field position for Owasso from their own 32-yard line. 3:48 to go, Grant, and it hasn't gone quite the way we thought it was going to. Southmore opened up with a botched onside kick that the Rams were able to take to the end zone in 3 plays, but then the fumble by Overstreet and a 3-and-out by the SaberCat defense. Rams did have a hold on 4th down against Southmore as they were driving. That's where we are. It's kind of been some ugly football here in this first quarter.
1st and 10 from the 32, trips to the left. Duggar
Another
faking
fumble, and it's
handoff and
picked up
fumbling.
by Southmore.
Southmore recovers as Duggar had faked the handoff to Overstreet and decided to run up the middle himself, couldn't hang on to the football, and, he fumbles right there at the 37-yard line, Steve. So now that's where Southmore is going to have it 1st and 10.
2 turnovers in this first quarter by Owasso, very uncharacteristic. And a short field here for the SaberCats.
We'll see what they can do here. 3:42 left to play, 7-0 our score. 1st and 10 from the Owasso 36. Jaden Scott, the quarterback. Chris Wilson, his running back, and now he's making some adjustments to his line. Scott dropping back, in trouble, guns it up the middle, and over toward the left. He ends up throwing it out there, and that's an incomplete pass. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. 3:37 left to play here, 7-0 our score.
Certainly not the start that we've seen the Rams come out with the last couple of weeks, as they've turned the ball over twice here in this first quarter of play.
Get a report from Kelly here in just a second on Michael Jamerson. We've got twins out to the right, one man out to the left. And now dropping back to throw again.
Good tackle here on the outside by Deuce Mayberry.
Scott ended up hooking up with Chris Wilson there, and he met Deuce Mayberry right there at the 36-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and 11. Let's check on Michael Jamerson. Here's Kelly.
Hey, Grant and Steve. Jamerson was injured earlier on the field when he was tackled. Looks like at this point they're stretching him out, and he'll be just fine. Lower back and hip, but it looks like he'll be just fine.
All right, 3rd down and 11. Dr. Kelly Ward on the analysis there. Handoff, first man through, Wilson. He'll get up to the 35-yard line, ran out of bounds there for about a 3-yard gain, so 3rd and 11 will turn into 4th and 8 here, Steve.
Yeah, SaberCats just running some basic option football here with the quarterback. Scott just reading the defensive end and then deciding whether to hand off or take it himself, and they're just chipping away at Owasso right now. It's going to be 4th down, but this is kind of that no man's land we talk about where it's too far for a field goal, but maybe too short to punt. So you're 0-6 on the season anyway. What have you got to lose?
Yeah, they had no problem going for it last time. Twins out to the right, one man split to the left. Scott, the quarterback, handing it off. Chris Wilson up the middle. He'll get up to the 31-yard line. Certainly not enough for the 1st down, and that is where Owasso will take over as Southmore goes 3 and out. 1st and 10 for the Rams from their own 31-yard line.
The mod triplet in on the stop, and I really think Southmore feels okay to be able to come out with that.
Well, the sun has completely set here in Moore as we march toward the end of the first quarter. 2:09 left to go, 7-0 our score. Cole Duggar getting set up here as he splits the hash marks with Derek Overstreet behind him. Twins out to the right, one man split to the left. Man in motion to the left, taking the reverse there. It's going to be Adams. He'll get up to the 30, up to the 35, and he leapt forward and was dragged down there near the 36-yard line, Steve. That's going to be a gain of 5 on the play to bring up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, it didn't look like anything was there, but he was able to move it up the field. And I think right now, Coach Blankenship, we're under 2 minutes to go here in this first quarter. And Rams with just the lone touchdown on the board to go with those 2 turnovers.
After the run there by Cole Adams, again twins to the right as the first man through gets it from Duggar. He'll roll out to the right side and trying to evade a defender. Derek Overstreet ran forward and then was dragged back. It's going to be a loss for the Rams of about 6 or 7 yards on the play. Well, make it 6. That'll bring up 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, that's just a sophomore mistake that time. You got to just crash the football up in there and get the best you can, and he decided to back himself up, and it was a nice open field tackle by Southmore, and the Rams in a 3rd and 11.
Twins to each side of the line here. Cole Duggar ready to take the snap once again. He'll do so right here. Duggar dropping back, looking to throw, slings it near side, connecting with Lusk. Lusk at the 43-yard line was close to the first down, and forward progress should move up the chains for another Waterstone Private Wealth Management first down.
It'll move the chains, Grant, but they didn't really give him much forward progress, as I thought he was closer to the 45-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 42, but that'll be a first down. A much-needed first down by the Owasso Rams after their first drive.
1st and 10, Rams at their own 42, as Steve mentioned. Twins out to the left, one man split to the right. Cole Duggar ready to take it off the right hash mark. He throws left this time, connecting with Carney. Carney at the 45, up to the 50, down to the 45 again, down to the 40, still running at the 25, and that's where he's going to be ran out of bounds. Move up those chains. Another Waterstone Private Wealth Management first down with 18 seconds left.
One man left and is able to get him out of bounds. That's Jaden Hughes, as Carney skirting down the sideline. Again, a great block on the outside by Trey Goins.
Sacked receivers to the near side. A man in motion to the right is Duggar, dropping back, looking. Rolling out to the right this time, still looking to throw. He'll sling it right side, and it is caught by Trey Goins at the 11-yard line.
They're going to say he didn't complete the process. He had his feet in bounds, but he did not come up with the football. I think if he holds on to that, Grant, that's a catch.
Well, he was so close to the sideline, you could only hope for the best and pray the refs would agree with you.
Yeah, he tried to stretch out that 6'3" frame and do the best he could, but a nice job by Cole Duggar to run out of pressure to his right, extend the play, and find Goins.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 10, 9 seconds left to play. Everybody close in as now the handoff, Derek Overstreet up the middle, gets up to the 25, down to the 22-yard line. And that's going to end the first quarter as we have a 7-0 lead for the Owasso Rams. When we come back, it'll be 2nd down and 3 from the 23 for Owasso as they're knocking on the door looking for another touchdown. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back right after this. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football presented by InsideOwasso.com on 100.1 KYFM.
Can you hear it? It's the sound of hope and health and strength. It's the sound of compassion, of open doors, where people and machines are in tune and miracles occur. It's the sound of personalized healthcare and active communities. It sounds like life, and it's what you hear when you really listen.
Not much for Southmore, 56 yards on the ground, -5 through the air, only 2 of 3, and 51 total yards.
Here come the Rams as they'll take it up to about the 13-yard line, down to the 10, and it looked like that Cole Duggar was stopped at about the 13-yard line there.
Yeah, that was just a quick hit right on the A-gap, and Duggar able to move the chains up for a Ram first down as they're finally getting some rhythm back on this drive.
So that'll bring up 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. We'll make it the 13. Twins out to the right, twins out to the left, and Cole Duggar ready to take the snap here. He'll drop back to throw this time, slinging it toward the end zone.
Oh, that's got to be a flag. Yeah, the Revs couldn't find it, and then all of a sudden there's 2 flags. The back judge, he was trying to find his flag, but
well, he found it.
That was assault in the left corner and certainly deserved the flag on that play.
Well, he was throwing it out toward, I believe, Carney there in the quarter, and we'll see what the call is here. Well, it looks like that they're going to move Owasso up after the call, and it will be first down and about 3 from the 7-yard line. 11:32 left to play here. Stacked receivers to the right side. Peyton Lusk split to the left.
Just run it in.
Duggar rolling out to the right, throwing
wide
instead.
open.
Touchdown to Owasso. Mario Kirby into the end zone after making the catch from Duggar, and that'll make it 13-0.
I mean, they didn't even cover him.
11:27 left to go in this first half of play. Kirby walking in unfettered as there was nobody between him and the promised land. So 11:27 left to play here, 13-0 our score. And now the extra point attempt coming from Hagen Hood. He'll try it here. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick. It's up through the uprights and good, and it is 14-0. 11:27 left to play, first half action. We'll take a break and be back after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football presented by InsideOwasso.com on 100.1 KYFM.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
Left to go in the first half, 14-0 our score. Grant Merrill, Steve Mowry along with you. Rob Williams keeping the numbers, and Kelly Ward on the sidelines, and with another Jay and company by the numbers scoring drive. Here's Steve.
Well, that was an 8-play drive that covered 69 yards and took 2 minutes and 41 seconds. It was a touchdown pass of 7 yards from Cole Duggar to Mario Kirby. Mario Kirby, the leading receiver in touchdowns for the Owasso Rams, as he adds another one there. And the Rams now lead 14-0, aided by a pass interference call against the SaberCats in the end zone.
11:27 left to play. Rams 14, Southmore 0. End over end kick is kicked short. This is going to bounce back to about the 32-yard line, and they're going to be bringing the receiver down, or the ball carrier back down at the 39.
That was Tyler White, and he did a good job of just catching the ball in the first hop and splitting the defense. That was close to one of those quick catch and run backs through that front line.
First down and 10 from the 39-yard line.
Couple of interesting scores going on in the area.
Yeah.
Norman North and Putnam City North are tied at 7 after the end of one, and from Broken Arrow, Edmond Santa Fe leads the Broken Arrow Tigers after 1 quarter of play, 13-7. So,
my goodness,
some interesting things going on here in Week 7.
Might have to get a report from our buddy Greg Merrick, who's over at the Broken Arrow game tonight with the Edmond Santa Fe crew. 11:24 left to play here. Twins out to the left for Southmore. One man split to the right, and Scott, the quarterback, ready to take the snap here. Does so off the right hash mark. Handoff. First man through is going to be drilled there, right shy of the line of scrimmage, maybe for a 1-yard loss.
Dawson Adams and Hayden Grant crashing on that right side, and there's nothing there. Now, what the Ram defense is doing right now, Grant, is daring Southmore to throw the football. They're bringing the linebackers up tight behind the defensive line, and then the safeties up tight. It looked that time like everybody was within the line of scrimmage within about 6 yards.
Well, here's Scott again. Faking a handoff on the keeper. He'll run up the middle to the 50, to the 45, 40, down to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. Ran out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Gage Laney on his tail the entire way, and he'll finally stop him and throw him out of bounds there just shy of the 9-yard line.
That's the danger you run when you bring everybody up and they crash the line of scrimmage and don't maintain gap control. It's a big gain, 1st and goal for the SaberCats at the Rams 7-yard line.
And now the SaberCats marching it down from the 7.
Now the Rams jumped into the neutral zone, and that's going to move the ball half the distance to the goal line.
Well, there you go. 10:43 left to go in this first half. 14-0 our score. Now the SaberCats trying to knock on the door here. They'll move them forward just a bit. 14-0 our score. One-man split to the left for Southmore. Twins to the right. Scott, the quarterback, handing off. Ball carrier gets over to the 5-yard line and is dragged down by a host of Owasso Ram defenders.
Yeah, Ahmad Triplett and Gage Laney up in there, but again, Peyton Grant crashing down the line. Again, the SaberCats just running this option football. Either he's just going to give it to the running back or the quarterback's going to keep it. There hasn't been really any other threat from the rest of the offense.
10:13 left to go here. Scott, the quarterback, on the keeper, rolling out to the right. He'll sling it up the field, and the ball is dropped by his intended receiver down near the 4-yard line.
Yeah, Gage Laney just separated the receiver. That's Tyler White. And as soon as the ball touched White's hands, Gage Laney was right there to make sure he wasn't able to hang on that with a jarring hit from behind.
10:06 left to go in the second quarter. 14-0 our score. And the SaberCats still knocking on the door. 3rd down and goal from the 5-yard line.
Got to think that, again, that this is 4-down territory for Southmore.
Twins to the left and right. Jaden Scott, the quarterback, ready to take the snap. Hands off. First man through is going to be pummeled there at the line of scrimmage there. No further will he go. As, man, I can't even begin to count the number of Owasso Rams that were in on that stop, Steve.
I can. There's 5.
Okay. You've got the binoculars out.
Hayden Grant and Ahmad Triplett in there. Jamerson in once again. And we see back in the ball game, also in on the tackle is Jamerson, Jaden Love.
And they're going to try to kick a field goal here.
A little bit surprising, but probably just trying to get some momentum. It's 9:32 to go here in the first half.
They've been happy to go for it all night long, and now they'll try the kick. Here it comes. Kick is up. It is through the uprights and good, and it's 14-3. 9:22 left to go in the first half. We'll take a 30-second break and be right back. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football on 100.1 KYFM.
Hi, I'm Dr. Naveen Kalambia, orthopedic surgeon with Tulsa Bone and Joint in Owasso. The big thing is that we're here, we're local, and our goals are to provide a quick appointment, but spend time with each patient to explain everything that's going on. We are the official physicians of the Owasso Rams, but we're real excited and very proud to serve the community in Owasso and the surrounding area. Tulsa Bone and Joint obviously has a great reputation in the region. We're bringing all of that power here to Owasso.
9:22 left to play here in this first half of action. Grant Merrill, Steve Mowry along with you tonight. Rob Williams crunching all the numbers, and Kelly Ward roaming the sidelines tonight as we wait the kick from the Southmore SaberCats. And Steve, with another J and Company by the numbers scoring drive update, what do you have?
Well, it was 6 plays and it covered 59 yards, but the big play was the 55-yard run by the SaberCat quarterback, Jaden Scott, but a good job by the Ram defense to get the stop down deep and hold the SaberCats to a field goal. It was a 31-yard field goal by Kepke, and that's where we stand with 9:22 to go here in the first half. 14-3, Rams lead.
Omar Barker and Cole Adams back at the 5-yard line to receive as the SaberCats get ready to kick it away here. 9:22 left to play. First half action. They tee it up at the 40-yard line, and here comes the kick. End over end. That is going to be fielded in the end zone or bounce high in the end zone, and they'll let the touchback give the Rams first and 10 from their own 20-yard line. 9:22 left to play here. First half action. 15-3 our score if you're just joining us.
Kind of a moderate crowd here tonight, Grant.
A little moderate, yeah. You're right.
To say the least.
It's homecoming here,
Yeah.
and I don't know that many people had interest in coming home this evening, so we'll just leave it at that. Twins out to each side of the line here. Cole Duggar shouting out the instructions to his line. He will drop back to throw, slinging it right side. It's almost tipped as he was aiming there for Peyton Lusk, who was split out to the right.
Yeah, that ball was tipped away by Parker Mollett, who had gotten into the passing lane there on the outside. Fortunate that wasn't picked off because there's no one between him and 25 yards to pay dirt.
We don't need any more turnovers here tonight, as we've already had 2 in the ball game. Fumbles on the play there for Derek Overstreet. Duggar looking to the sideline, getting another set of instructions here as he adjusts his formation accordingly. Handoff, Overstreet up the right side, gets up to the 20, 25, up to the 29-yard line. That's where he's ran out of bounds, so that'll be about a 9-yard gain to bring up second down and 1.
You know, the Rams have had some good offensive plays here in the first half, and they've put together a couple of drives, but still yet you just don't feel like they're quite in that rhythm that we've seen in the first 6 games. And give credit to Southmore. They've come in with a good game plan to try to stymie this potent Ram offense.
Third down and 1. I had said second, but I was shy down. First handoff to the ball carrier. He'll get up to about the 33-yard line, so that should be another Waterstone Private Wealth Management first down.
Got to credit Southmore head coach Jeremy Stark. He took over here in 2013, actually started as defensive coordinator under Chris Jensen, who was head coach at that time in 2008. And of course, Coach Jensen now the head coach at Oklahoma Baptist University.
Yeah, 33-yard line is where they'll have it. First and 10, Twins out to each side. Faking a handoff is Duggar on the keeper. He'll run up the left side as he'll get up to the 38-yard line.
That was a hard-fought 5-yard run by Cole Duggar.
He was dragging about 3 people with him.
It looked like he was going to be stopped with that initial hit, but he fought out of it. He's doing everything he can to try to get his ball club moving on offense.
That'll bring up second down and 5 from the 38. Twins out to each side as he'll take it out of the gun here. Dropping back, Duggar back to throw. He'll sling it up the right side of the field. And
you got to be careful on those outs because the linebackers are coming across. That one was almost read again by Parker Mollett.
Aiming for Peyton Lusk, it fell short there, and that'll bring up third down and 5.
He's actually an outside linebacker, and he's just getting out into the flat.
Twins out to each side here as Duggar.
Middle of the field's wide open. Safeties are split on halves.
And Duggar getting ready to take the snap here. Overstreet right there next to him. Duggar looking to the sideline again.
Yeah, we're going to take a timeout.
Yeah. 8:16 left to go in the half. Our score, Owasso 14, Southmore 3. Take a break and be back after this 1-minute break. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football on 100.1 KYFM. I'm just going to go for you. We welcome you back. Third down and 5. They're going to move up the chains as Owasso will get a first down here. Those of you on radio just joining us, 8:06 left to play in this first half. 14-3, another Owasso Ram first down.
Trey Goins on the reception.
Man in motion to the right, that's Thomas. He'll take the handoff from Cole Duggar. Thomas getting down to the 49 of the Southmore SaberCats, and that's going to be a 3, maybe 4-yard gain there. Bring up second down and 6, Steve Mowry.
Yeah, I think the Rams just trying to get back into their rhythm of play, the quick throws to the outside, let your receivers block, and then do the heavy hit up the middle with Overstreet.
Second down and 7 from the 50. Twins out to the left now as Duggar gets ready to take the snap off the right hash mark this time. Dropping back to throw. Duggar slinging it up the right side of the field, aiming way out there. Is it into the end zone? Touchdown Owasso. Yes.
Peyton Lusk.
Peyton Lusk gets there, drops to one knee and says, "Thank you, Jesus." And now we've got a 20-3 lead.
What a throw and catch that time. The corner was right there. I'm trying to see who that is, but he just got burned out there. Peyton Lusk, with his big frame, able to get out and make the catch over Davion Wilmot, who is only 5'8". And Lusk just went up like he does in basketball, grabs the ball, and rolls into the end zone for the touchdown.
Hagan Hood ready to kick the extra point here. He does so. The kick is up through the upright to good. It's 21-3, 7:44 left to play in the first half. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be back right after this on KYFM.
Hey, Rambo, I've got something for you.
Alright, Rambo, do you want this in your checking or your savings account? Hey, Rambo? Rambo! 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 Rambo!
In this first half, Grant Merrill, Steve Mowry along with you, Rob Williams crunching all the numbers tonight, Kelly Ward on the sideline, and Steve, another J and company by the number scoring drive. That one didn't take much effort.
It did, but it was an 80-yard drive, took 8 plays and a minute 38 off the clock, culminating with a Cole Duggar 50-yard touchdown pass to Peyton Lusk.
Short kick is going to bounce back to about the 30-yard line, and that is where the Southmore SaberCats will mark it off, and they'll have it 1st and 10. So Owasso now leading at 21-3, 7:43 left to play. First half.
And the Rams that time, Grant, looked more like the Rams we're used to seeing. They really established the passing and the run game that time, moved the chains on 2 or 3 nice short passes, and then go for the long ball on the mismatch. On the outside, you've got Peyton Lusk, who goes 6'3", 165 on a corner that's only 5'8".
1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Jaden White, the quarterback here for the Southmore SaberCats. He'll get ready to take the snap here. Twins out to the right, one-man split to the left. White back to throw, slings it back over to Ward Wilson. It's in and out of his hands.
Andre King was right there from his defensive end position to follow the running back out of the backfield. I think had he been looking, he might have had a chance to intercept that.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Well, if he could have, he would have, I'm sure.
I just don't think any of us expected it.
Right.
He just made a great play on that right defensive end position.
7:39 to go here, 21-3 our score. Beautiful night for football. I think we can see most of southern Oklahoma from this press box. It's such a clear night. White, with Twins out to each side of the line here, takes the snap, hands off, his ball carrier pummeled right there at the line. Yeah.
Ran into a wall, and that wall happens to be Jaden Love, 5'11", 270-pound senior. He's having a game tonight.
Drops him for a loss there, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 12.
It's been tough sledding for the SaberCats on the ground tonight.
7:16 left to play here. Coach Blankenship was wanting to start fast. Probably not as fast of a start as he wanted, but they're getting there.
Yeah.
Twins out to the right, Twins out to the left. Now to the gun, Jaden White taking the snap here. He'll drop back to throw, looking. He runs forward instead, still trying to find somebody to make a catch there, but he ends up running out of bounds at about the 33-yard line, so that'll bring up 4th down and about 7.
Great coverage by the secondary that time as all 4 receivers in the pattern. And no one to be found.
So they'll have to kick it away right here. As Gage Laney will go back to receive, he'll set up at about the 30-yard line. 6:52 left to play. Do we have a Lady Rams softball score, anybody?
I think we're still up 1-0 from Shawnee.
1-0 in the fifth inning. Gabe Kessler back on the scoreboard tonight, keeping an eye on that ball game. Brandon Brewer's actually got that one on film on the Owasso Sports Network, so you can watch all of us at the same time if you wish. Now, they're going to have to redo this play here as they were trying to punt it away, and now the flags fly.
Yeah, it's a procedure call against Southmore, so that'll back them up to the 30-yard line. Gage Laney back to receive the punt.
This kid's capable of making a good punt, as we saw earlier in the ballgame, Steve.
Yeah, Gage is capable of returning one.
We do know that.
Almost got the block. It may have been tipped.
And here's a short kick that's going to bounce high at about the 43-yard line.
I think the Rams got in on that and at least got a hand on it because that ball only traveled about 12 yards.
Owasso will have it 1st and 10 at the SaberCat 43. So, great field position on that one. And we've got 6:41 left to go here. Owasso lining it up 1st and 10, 43-yard lines of Southmore. Coming up at halftime, we'll talk to Zach Duffield. See what he's, I think he's got commentary on everything from volleyball to softball to Gracie Shriver tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, how about that, Steve?
Nice.
1st and 10. Back to throw is Duggar. He'll sling it up the right side of the field looking for somebody to connect with, and it's dropped. It's dropped near the 11-yard line. He was aiming out there for Cole Adams.
And quite honestly, Grant, that ball has to be caught. Cole Adams was wide open, and that's probably a play that's been set up for some time. But in any case, it may not have counted as we've got two flags
in
back
the
here.
backfield.
Going to be roughing the passer. No, they're going to say personal foul. Dead ball against Owasso.
Well, we were hoping for roughing the passer, but, well, we didn't get it. So now that's going to bring up 2nd forever for the Owasso Rams as they're going to set up at about the 42-yard line, their own 42-yard line, no less. So that's 2nd and 25, Steve. Trips to the left, one man to the right, Duggar. Back to throw. He'll try to gain this yardage by getting it up to Keelan Carney. Carney's down at the 41-yard line.
He got a lot of it back and got a little extracurricular activity going now in on the offensive line. Things getting a bit chippy.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 8 here. 6:14 left to play in this first half. 21-3 our score. Twins out to the left. Twins out to the right as well. Duggar ready to take the snap here. He'll do so, dropping back to throw, connecting with Carney once again. Carney at the 40, brought down near the 37. It's fumbled. Who's got it? Does Southmore have it? I think they got the football, and the SaberCats will take it here.
Let's see if they called him down.
Did they call him down? It looked like
it was actually Peyton Lusk on the reception there. And let's see if they're going to call the runner down. They're facing the direction where Owasso would be on offense. I think they're going to have the referees confer and discuss this.
Well, we'll see what they decide here. It looks like at this point it may stay with Owasso.
Yeah, Coach Stark is sending his defense back out on the field for Southmore. Long discussion here. I thought Lusk was down. But the referees say otherwise, as it's going to be Southmore football.
My goodness. To the 33-yard line it goes. It'll be 1st and 10 SaberCats from their own 33. 5:51 left to play here. One-man split to the left, one-man split to the right. And Jaden White ready to get his team going here. 5:51 to go. Owasso leading at 21-3 if you're just joining us.
3 turnovers in the game for the Rams.
White with a man in motion to the right. He'll take the handoff, rolling out to the right side. No gain for him as he's down at about the 28-yard line. Actually out in the backfield for a loss there, Steve. And I believe on the run there, that was Trevor Schreier for the Southmore SaberCats. 5:30 and the clock rolling, 21-3 our score. That's going to be a 5-yard loss to bring up second down and 15.
Put it in the hands of the Rams defense once again and see if they can't get a stop. Plenty of time to get the ball back and establish another drive before halftime.
Jaden White with twins to the left this time. One man to the right. Now White ready to make the handoff. He does so up the right.
Oh my goodness, and Mod Triplett came in angry that time and made a great tackle.
Mod got Chris Wilson there at the 27-yard line. 4:51 left to go here. First half action, 21-3 our score. That'll bring up third down and about 15 to go. Coming up on the top of the hour here, KYFM Bartlesville, KYFM HD1 Bartlesville. Third down and 15 from the 28, dropping back to throw. White, he'll sling it left side, ball's dropped by his intended receiver. And he was aiming there again for Trevor Schreier. That falls incomplete. That'll bring up fourth down and 15.
Yeah, so the Rams now with another good opportunity to possibly get a return. Gage Laney can get us some yardage as he goes back to receive this punt. 4:17 to go here before halftime. Rams lead 21-3. Plenty of time, Grant, to establish another drive.
Did I hear, do we have an update from Shawnee?
Well, it's into the 5th inning, and the Lady Rams still lead 1-0 over Westmore.
All right. Gage Laney back at the 28-yard line to try to receive as the kick is bobbled. He's going to get it end over end as he dropped it and ended up picking it up to kick it. That's going to roll back to the 43-yard line.
I think they're going to try to call roughing the kicker. That ball rolled back on the ground, and it was a great job by the punter to even get that one off. Let's see what the discussion is on this, because if it's roughing the kicker, which really the Rams went in and basically tackled the punter after the ball rolled on the ground. The punter took off as a runner to his right before he decided to punt the football. So some interesting dynamics here within about 3 seconds.
We'll await the termination here from the referee. And yeah, I believe what you said has come to fruition, Steve.
Yeah.
4:06 left to play here. First half action. It's 21-3 Owasso. Glad you're with us tonight, wherever you're watching. Coming up at halftime, we'll also give you a scoring update with some of the different scores that we have.
That's going to give Southmore a 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
1st and 10, SaberCats from the 43. They'll take it here. Jaden White off the right hash mark, getting his team lined out. Dropping back to throw, he'll sling it right side, connecting with his first receiver down at the 46-yard line of the SaberCats.
Nice tackle by Omar Barker. Just went up chest to chest and able to drag the receiver down to the ground.
Chris Wilson on the 3-yard gain brings up 2nd down and 7. And now another update from Fire Lake Ballfield that I don't know I want to pass along.
Yeah, that's it's going to be 2-1 Westmore now after the top of the 5th inning.
Well, hopefully these Lady Rams can come back. Handoff, first man through, busts up to the 48-yard line. Believe that was Wilson again on the run.
Yeah, Dawson Adams just went down to the knees and chopped down the tree and made a nice tackle. That'll bring up 3rd down for this Ram defense. Still plenty of time, get a stop, get the football, and try to establish a final drive before halftime.
Twins to the left, one man to the right. As again, White getting ready to take the snap here on 3rd down and 5. Here's the snap. Handoff. First man through out to the right side is wrapped up and tackled there at the 48-yard line of Owasso. That was again Wilson on the run there. Chris Wilson, the running back.
He's going to be close to a 1st down.
That'll give him 3rd and inches if they don't move up the chains. I don't think he got it. They're going to line it up here at the 47.
Yeah, they're going to give him a 1st down.
Oh, yeah, he got it. They're moving him up now. 2:18 left to go in the first half. SaberCats on the march here. .207 left to play here. Twins to the left, one man split to the right. Handoff, Wilson up the left side this time, gets up to the 46-yard line. Trying to bust through, but he's stopped and stuffed there by the Owasso defense, and Hayden Grant, the leader there. Minute 44 left to play in the half, Steve.
Well, somebody's got to step up defensively and make a play here and get this stop. Southmore's going to come out in the second half and get the football as well. Rams lead 21-3, trying to finish this half out.
Now a quick handoff again. Up the right side goes Wilson, and he's stopped by about 3 different Owasso Rams.
Big hit that time by Tristan Profit. He mod triplet once again.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 11 after the loss. 1:09 left to play, first half action. Kelly Ward will have Coach B at the half. We'll also talk to Zach Duffield, see what's happening in the world of Owasso Ram athletics.
Interesting that Southmore has 3 timeouts. The clock is under 50. And they do not show any urgency whatsoever. They're going to let the play clock run down to 1, and then Coach Stark's going to take a timeout. So, interesting strategy here.
Take one with him and be back in 30 seconds. 42 seconds left to go in the first half. It's Owasso 21, Southmore 3. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football, presented by InsideOwasso.com on 100.1 KYFM. Back. And now White.
Oh, he got whacked in the backfield hard.
Fumbled and sacked and brought back to the 45-yard line, Steve.
Yeah, he didn't even have a chance.
I'm pretty sure one of our Rams just did a backward somersault in celebration there. Oh, man, 30 seconds left to go in the half.
The Rams still have 2 timeouts as well.
That'll bring up 4th down and 18 to go.
They may have just called one there.
take it with them and be back in 30 seconds on KYFM. The 45-yard line, 30 seconds left to go in the first half. Owasso leading at 21-3 over the Southmore SaberCats. And Steve Mowry, we've got a lot going on here at halftime. Of course, we'll talk to Zach Duffield, our Trails In barbecue interview with the AD, and we've got a lot of numbers to go over as well.
A lot to talk about as the Rams, with 30 seconds yet to go here in this first half, they'll receive the punt. Gage Laney will go back and try to get the Rams some starting field position. After that timeout, they'll have 2 timeouts remaining.
He'll set up at the 15-yard line. Punt coming for the Southmore SaberCats. Here's the kick. It's high and wobbly, and it's going to be caught by Elaney at about the 32. He called for the fair catch. 1st and 10. Rams at their own 32, moving from right to left.
Yeah, Coach Stark wants to know why his punter is on the ground and there's no flag, but they're going to say that the Rams were blocked into the punter. But he is furious with the referee. He's out by the numbers.
Yeah.
And he has got to be careful of either getting a flag or a sideline warning.
Well,
I'm surprised they've let him come out that far. He's down inside the 30-yard line barking.
He's still out on the
At
field.
the white hat.
Well, he's still barking at the sideline official now. He is lit up. 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. They're going to let him plead his case, but he's finally calmed down.
I don't know that he has.
Duggar rolling out to the right this time, slings it right side, connects with Trey Goins at the 45. He'll run out of bounds at the 47, and that's your Waterstone Private Wealth Management first down as they'll move up the chains. 15 seconds left to go in the half, and Owasso with 53 yards to gain here before they get to the end zone.
Yes.
Now Duggar back to throw. Gunning it deep down the field. Is it caught? Yes. Yes.
It's a touchdown.
Owasso. Oh, my.
Coach
Into the end
Stark
zone.
is livid because that penalty was not called, and the Rams come back and score a touchdown right before halftime. 7 seconds on the clock, and Coach Stark is going crazy at the white hat right now.
Holy smokes.
He's going to get a piece of everybody that's wearing black and white stripes.
Hagen Hood will try the extra point here.
How about that?
7 seconds left to go.
Well, we said they had plenty of time.
And now we'll see what they can do as it's 27-3. The kick up, the kick good, and it's 28-3. 7 seconds left to go in the half, and we'll take a timeout and be back right after this. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football presented by InsideOwasso.com on 100.1 KYFM. Seconds left to play here. 28-3 our score. Owasso will tee it up here from the 40-yard line after a big touchdown with 7 seconds left to play. And now Hagen Hood getting ready to make the kick here. Here's the kick end over end. It is going to drop at about the 31-yard line. 5 seconds left to play. Down to the 37. That's how far they'll take it.
Well, Grant, Coach Stark was pleading his case with the umpire during that break in the action. I don't think he got a satisfactory answer, but the fact is, I think the referee called that as the Owasso Ram defenders were blocked in. They have a three-man wall in front of the punter, and they were blocked into, or that's what the description is going to be. But Coach Stark was not buying any of that. He threw his headset down on the sideline. He was out to the numbers. He's still talking to the head linesman here on the near side, and the Rams in the meantime able to put a two-play drive that covers 68 yards, and it's a 53-yard touchdown reception from Cole Duggar to Jeray Austin.
So Austin into the end zone for the touchdown to make it 28-3. Handoff for Southmore. They'll take it up the middle to the 40. Clock runs out here, and we have played a half of football here in Moore. Our score, Owasso 28, the Southmore Sabercats 3. And Steve, I'll tell you, first half of action that was kind of slower to start than we've seen Owasso in the past few weeks, but now we're seeing Owasso kind of back to their old ways.
Yeah, they were able to get the long passing game, stretch the field, and I'm still focused in on Coach Stark. I'm sorry, Grant. He literally walked out to these referees at halftime. He's still going after them. It's been a long time since I've seen a head coach at any high school game that we've attended go after a referee that long and hard. And I'm a little bit surprised that one of the refs did not throw a flag for a sideline warning, because he was way out past the numbers and out of the box.
They let him go for a good 4 minutes.
Yeah,
probably.
I think an experienced crew would have flagged him at least for a sideline warning, because he went way beyond the range of acceptability.
Well, it's 28-3. Hang on, we'll see if we can get Coach Blankenship from the sideline. But just your initial thoughts on the first half, Steve. What are they?
Well, I thought that the Rams came out sluggish, and that's not completely unexpected against a team you're facing 0-6. I think Southmore got some early confidence, and they played well. But then Owasso became Owasso. Uncharacteristically, ball security a real issue for the Rams. 3 turnovers in the ball game. And Grant, how many games do you see where you lose the turnover margin and still have at halftime a 28-3 lead?
Absolutely. Let's check in with Kelly Ward, who's got Coach Blankenship.
Hey, Coach, as we're walking into the locker room here at half, it'd be real easy to maybe question, has there been some mental lack of mental awareness?
There's nothing to question about. We prepare and play like that, we'll be home for Thanksgiving.
We got a great score, though, 28-3. What are you going to tell
It's
them?
not about the score.
Thank you, Coach.
We didn't come out and prepared to play.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Well, Coach Blankenship lit
He's
up
not happy.
tonight.
No, he's not happy.
Either.
He has preached to you and I, Grant, that we need to come out and prepare ourselves, and he knows that this team was not ready to come out and take control. Now, the good news is they haven't stayed in that funk, and he'll go in, he and his assistant coaches will talk to this ball club, but we started the broadcast about how we needed to improve, and right now, the Rams have not improved with the performance they've put on the field here in this first half.
28-3. Hopefully it'll be a much...
Some good news from Shawnee, though. The Lady Rams have tied Westmore 3-3.
They tied it.
And
okay.
so that game continuing for Owasso.
All right, we'll get started with our Jim Glover Auto
Too much
Family
going on
halftime
up here.
show. Let's send it down to the back to the station for a commercial break, and we'll be back with Zach Duffield coming up next. This is Owasso Ram football on KYFM.
Hey, Rambo, I've got something for you.
Alright, Rambo, do you want this in your checking or your savings account? Hey, Rambo? Rambo! 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 Rambo!
Can you hear it? It's the sound of hope and health and strength. It's the sound of compassion, of open doors, where people and machines are in tune and miracles occur. It's the sound of personalized healthcare and active communities. It sounds like life, and it's what you hear when you really listen.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
Hi, I'm Dr. Naveen Columbia, orthopedic surgeon with Tulsa Bone and Joint in Owasso. The big thing is that we're here, we're local, and our goals are to provide a quick appointment, but spend time with each patient to explain everything that's going on. We are the official physicians of the Owasso Rams, but we're real excited and very proud to serve the community in Owasso and the surrounding area. Tulsa Bone and Joint obviously has a great reputation in the region. We bring all of that power here to Owasso.
at the half. Grant Merrill, Steve Mowry along with you for the Jim Glover Auto Family Halftime Show. We're glad you're with us here on 100.1 KYFM and also on the Owasso Sports Network, as here in just a moment we'll go over our J & Company Certified Public Accountants by the number stats update. Couple of halftime scores. Jinx up over Edmond Memorial 41-3 at halftime. Yukon leading Westmore 35-28. Mustang up over Edmond North 35-7. Norman North, Putnam City North tied at 21. Steve.
Wow.
Broken Arrow at the half leading Edmond Santa Fe 14-13. That'll be a game to watch for the rest of this one. No score between Norman's Tigers and the Enid Plainsmen tonight. So keep an eye on all those games here in Class 6A1 as we move through the course of the night. And what's our Owasso Lady Rams score?
I think they're up 1 now, 4-3 over Westmore, which would be a huge win for the Lady Rams.
Playing over at the Fire Lake Ball Fields in Shawnee, just on the south side of town there. Let's take a look at the numbers from this game, brought to you by Matt J., their certified public accountant, and his crew at J & Company.
The Rams have 8 first downs here in the ball game to 5 by Southmore. Rushing yardage for Owasso. It's been pretty limited on the ground for the Rams. 70 yards on 10 carries. 244 yards through the air as Cole Duggar is 13 of 20, still no interceptions. For Southmore, they have kept it on the ground primarily the entire first half. They are only 3 of 7 in the passing game, only attempting 7 passes, and that for -1 yards. On the ground, they have rushed 28 times for 98 yards, and 55 of those coming on the run by quarterback Jaden Scott. That was the ball that he took down to the about the 5-yard line, and the Ram defense stood and held Southmore to a field goal. Rams have only punted once tonight, and Southmore 4 times, averaging 32 yards. Owasso, the big number here, 3 fumbles on the ground, 3 fumbles lost in the first half alone. And that's incredible, Grant, to see that the Rams have tossed the ball down 3 times and lost that, and yet lead by 25 points, 28-3. I mean, those would be considered backwards numbers in most games. Time of possession, Southmore's just kept it on the ground and tried to grind the clock out. I think doing so and trying to keep the game close. They've had the ball for 16 minutes and 39 seconds. Owasso 7 minutes and 11 seconds, but every time they score, they've scored over 39 seconds. They scored in 2 minutes, 41 seconds. Another drive, 1 minute, 38 seconds. And then that last drive, 6 seconds basically, or 8 seconds. So there really hasn't added up to much for Owasso. The Rams 4 of 6 on 3rd down, and they've held Southmore to only 3 of 10. And Southmore has gone for it on 4th down twice and has come up empty as the Ram defense has stood that test. For the individual numbers, Scott, the quarterback, has 64 yards on 8 carries. Wilson, 39 yards on 19 carries. And really, that's just it. Wilson has the -1 yard receiving for Southmore. Over on the other side for the Rams, it's Derek Overstreet once again. He's kind of been the workhorse in the backfield for Owasso. 5 rushes for 44 yards. Cole Duggar has kept the ball 3 times for 18 yards. Keelan Carney has a carry for 4 yards, and Cole Adams a carry for 4 yards as well. In the passing game, it has been spread the love for Owasso. Mario Kirby has a reception for 7 yards, but that one reception was a touchdown. Trey Goins has 2 catches here in the game for 24 yards. Keelan Carney, 3 receptions for 58 yards and a touchdown. Peyton Lusk, 3 receptions for 75 yards and a touchdown. Jaden Austin, Jeray Austin has a reception for 30 yards and a touchdown. And then you add Thomas in for 2 catches for 15 yards and Overstreet a catch for 17 yards. Looking at that, Grant, Cole Duggar has completed passes to 7 different receivers in this first half and 4 touchdown passes. And I mean, I know we're going to be talking about player of the game, and you could give it to the quarterback every time, but Cole is 13 of 20 for 244 yards and 4 touchdowns in one half of football.
Well, I don't think I'm out of line by bringing it up, Steve, but, because we heard it on the radio. That was as livid as I've heard Bill Blankenship in a halftime interview this year. I mean, he is not happy with the first half, not happy with the turnovers, and I know it sounds like they're probably getting an earful in the locker room at the Sour.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to direct them more to focus, because the one thing that Coach Blankenship expects each week out of his players is effort. And I don't think that he's got the kind of effort and focus that he expected, especially out of a number 1 ranked ball team in the state of Oklahoma. So
all right.
I think you're probably right. I think he probably helped them refocus. I mean, I don't think he went on a rant, but I think he was very disappointed. And Coach Blankenship's the type, he's going to take that on himself and his coaching staff, and he may say that he didn't have them prepared. But the fact is, Grant, this is the 3rd week in a row that you faced a ball club that maybe is down a little bit this year, and these kids aren't, I mean, they're not stupid, they're smart, they know that this team is 0-6 and that they should come in and take control, but it's been a game that really hadn't had a lot of rhythm and a lot of sloppy play, and I think he just wants to clean it up and have a better second half.
All right, we're about a minute away from the 3rd quarter of play. We'll take another final timeout as the Jim Glover Auto Family halftime show concludes. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football, presented by InsideOwasso.com on 100.1 KYFM. Score 28-3. The Owasso Rams leading it as we go to the 3rd quarter of play. Grant Merrill, Steve Mowry along with you tonight. And Steve, as we take a look at what's going on here in this first half, we've got to put it all behind us and move forward. Your amended keys to victory to finish this thing off strong tonight.
Well, I think the one thing is ball security. You've got to hang on to the football, because the Rams, each time they've lost it, had established drives, and they should be up easily in this game, another couple of touchdowns. Again, the unheard of story is to put the ball on the turf 3 times, lose those fumbles, and yet still be up 28-3, having only given up the 3 points. I think we could hear it in Coach Blankenship's voice. Ball security, focus, and then effort.
Owasso, of course, received in the first half, so Southmore will get to receive in the second. Again, Owasso leading at 28-3. If you're just joining us, we're glad to have you along with us tonight here on KYFM and online on the Owasso Sports Network YouTube channel. All right, here we go. Here comes the kick from Hagen Hood. It's end over end, and it is going to be fielded at the 25-yard line. Sabercats knocked back as they're dragged down. Parker Millette trying to make the return there and could go nowhere on that run, Steve.
Yeah, nice coverage that time by the kick cover team and didn't allow him to get upfield. That's exactly how that kick coverage on that type of kick is designed.
1st and 10, Southmore Sabercats from the 25-yard line. They moved from right to left this half. Owasso defending from left to right, of course. Owasso in their bright white road uniforms with the maroon numbers and the gray pants, white trim. The Sabercats in their dark uniforms with the hard-to-read numbers.
They are hard to read. That's why the binoculars are nice to have.
I may borrow yours here in a few minutes as a quick handoff to Millette. He's going to be dragged down in the backfield again. He is brought back to the 20-yard line, and that is going to bring up 2nd down and 15 now for the Sabercats.
Dawson Adams just shoots in like a heat-seeking missile and just chops down the running back for a 5-yard loss. It looks like that there may be an opportunity to get to the outside, and all of a sudden, Adams is there to make sure nothing happens.
Jaden Scott, the quarterback, twins to the left side, one man split to the right. Scott ready to take it off the right hash mark, does so. Fumble on the play, but he picks it up. He had dropped it, and it bounced high, almost like a basketball, Steve.
Yeah, right back into his hands, and Tristan Profit was right there. So the first 2 plays of the second half, in Grant, I think we can see more focus here from the Rams. 2 plays and 2 tackles for loss.
Chris Wilson's little foray there gives it a 3rd and 22 field position. The ball on the 13, the Southmore SaberCats' own 13-yard line. 10:47 left to play. We've got twins to the right this time, one man split to the left. Scott back to throw. He guns it up the middle of the field, and it is slapped down by Hayden Grant.
Yeah.
Hayden Grant jumped up there and said, "No, sir." He batted it down and saved that one there.
I think that Scott just thought he was going to flip the ball over to his receiver, and Hayden Grant at 6'5" went up to about 7'5" and knocked that down to the ground. Now, Scott came up a bit gimpy that time. I don't know that he was hit on the play, but he's walking awkwardly to get off the field.
Might want to test Hayden's basketball vertical there as the Southmore SaberCats are going to kick it away right here. Gage Lady will set up at the 45-yard line. Here's the kick. It's high, a spiraling kick, and it's going to be caught at midfield as Gage Lady will have it 1st and 10 for the Owasso Rams at the 50. 10:30 left to go in the third quarter, 28-3 our score.
So a final from Shawnee. The Lady Rams will move on tomorrow as they defeated Westmore 4-3.
Man, and they came back to do it.
Yes.
Wow.
Great job by Coach Eicher and the Lady Rams.
Gabe Kessler keeping us up to date on that one. Appreciate Brandon Brewer, who's over on Shawnee tonight doing all the honors of the filming, as now Cole Duggar on the keeper rolls up to the right side to the 40 to the 35 on his feet.
He just couldn't stay in bounds.
Ran out of bounds at the 28-yard line, and that'll be another Waterstone Private Wealth Management first down for the Owasso Rams as they move deep into Southmore SaberCat territory as they'll spot this football at about the 26-yard line.
And Grant, a big no play that time by Keelan Carney as a defender was coming in on Cole Duggar. Carney had a chance to hit him in the back and did not do so, and that allowed the play to break open even further.
Duggar takes the snap, hands off, up the middle, goes the running back. He'll get up to about the 22-yard line.
Yeah, Hagan Hood in the game now for the Rams. We had not called his name at running back in the first half.
He's kind of a do-it-all guy. He can kick the football. He can play running back. He drive the bus home more than likely.
He's a utility player for sure.
2nd down and 7 as Duggar rolls to the right this time, slings it into the hands of Mario Kirby. Kirby down to the 15, down to the 10, down to the 5. Touchdown to Owasso, into the end zone, into the promised land, and just like that, it's 34-3. How about that? 9:49 left to play in this third quarter, and Owasso's pouring it on. Now Hagan Hood will try for the extra point here. Let's see what he can do. Extra point attempt is coming. The snap, the hold, the kick, it is up through the uprights and good. It is 35-3, 9:49 left to go in the third quarter. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be back right after this. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football presented by InsideOwasso.com on 100.1 KYFM. with the Christian Brothers Automotive for their sponsorship of Owasso Rams football here on 100.1 KYFM. 35-3 after the touchdown for Mario Kirby. Here's Hagen Hood's kick. It's end over end. It's going to be fielded at the 25-yard line. They'll take it out to the 32, and on the return there, that is Parker Mollett.
Got a late flag.
Yeah, the late flag coming. You said his knee was down. Is that what they're going to call?
Well, no, I think Brandon Dye got the unsportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, well. Yeah, if that's
but I thought when the receiver caught the football that he went down to one knee and should have been called down.
It looked like it was that case at first. I mean, we'll see. 9:45. He was down far enough he could have popped out a diamond ring and proposed to somebody. I mean, it was that far down.
Well, congratulations to the Owasso Lady Rams softball team. Coach Eicher and his club will move on tomorrow after a 4-3 victory here in the opening round of state.
Who do we have tomorrow?
We will have Broken Arrow at 1:30.
Oh, nice. 9:45 to play here. It's 35-3 if you're just joining us. Speaking of Broken Arrow, have they been able to hang on over Santa Fe tonight, Steve?
In football, I'm not sure, but in softball, Broken Arrow defeated Union 8-1 earlier today. See if we can get an update from Tiger Stadium down there.
I know it was close at the half. 9:45 to play here. We'll see where they are. Scott, the quarterback, off the left hash mark.
Edmond Santa Fe, with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, leads Broken Arrow 20-14.
Actually, we've got a new quarterback in, dropping back to throw. His first pass is backwards and incomplete, and Owasso is saying they have the football.
They do.
Here. Wow. Well, if you are Noah Peters for the Southmore SaberCats, that's not the way you wanted to start your first time in the ball game, but Owasso has it 1st and 10 as they were able to force the turnover and take it the other direction. They'll have it 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line.
First turnover of the game by the SaberCats sets the Rams up very nicely there at the 23.
9:41 to play as Cole Duggar is also out of the ball game, and it looks like Kellen Pekoski is back in now for the Owasso Rams. Pekoski hands off, first man through is going to bust up to the 19-yard line. Good run there for Hagen Hood as he'll get that about a 6-yard gain there, 5-yard gain. 2nd down and 5, our field position here. 9:19 left to play. Twins out to the left this time, one man to the right. Pekoski with Hagen Hood in at running back. Man in motion to the right is Thomas. Handoff to Hood. He goes up the middle and gets to the 16-yard line, no further, so maybe a 3-yard gain on that play to bring up 3rd down and 4. 8:59 left to play here. 35-3 our score at Owasso, knocking on the door once again. That clock just keeps rolling with twins to the right, twins to the left. Pekoski, the quarterback, dropping back to throw and looking. He'll sling it up the middle, wide open, into the end zone. Touchdown, Owasso. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Trey Goins. He went unfettered into the end zone, into the promised land, and it's 41-3. Rams hit pay dirt with 8:36 left to play in the third. And they'll try to go for the extra point right here.
He was the inside receiver and just went and set in a spot, and no one picked Trey Goins up. Hard to miss Trey because he's a big fella, but he's able to make the catch, dart to the end zone for the touchdown.
Hagen Hood trying to make the extra point here. He does so, and it's 42-3. 8:36 left to play in the third quarter. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be back right after this. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football on 100.1 KYFM.
Hey, Rambo, I've got something for you.
Alright, Rambo, do you want this in your checking or your savings account? Hey, Rambo?
leads the Southmore SaberCats. I'm Grant Merrill, along with Steve Mowry and Kelly Ward. Rob Williams keeping all the stats tonight. Gabe Kessler punching all the buttons and keeping us up to date on the Lady Rams, who won their big game in Shawnee tonight. Here's the kick. It's going to be fielded at the 25-yard line. He just can't run the right direction because he had about 4 Owasso Rams leading him back, and now
he's still down on the turf.
The return man is down.
Brandon Dye and Gage Laney just met at the receiver, and he's going to need some attention.
Well, he's slow to get up, as I think they're going to bring out the trainers to check on him. Now he's up under his own power, and the return man for Southmore, Steve, maybe you can tell me who that is there, as he is coming off the field with a little bit of a limp there.
He's jumping around now like he's fine.
Yeah, I think that is going to be
that's Parker Millette.
Yeah, Parker Millette, number 9 there. 1st and 10, SaberCats from the 23-yard line. That's where they'll have it. Noah Peters, the new quarterback in for Southmore, his first outing wasn't successful, but he's going to try to change that here as he hands off to the first man through. Out to the right side goes the ball carrier, and he'll be ran out of bounds at about the 25. Broken Arrow is behind Santa Fe now 20-14 at Tiger Stadium, Steve. Gabe Kessler
be getting a little bit closer to the end of that third quarter then.
8:28 left to play.
Union is handling Moore 31-3.
Somebody get Charlie Hennema Dr. Pepper. He's going to need it to get his energy back up for the fourth quarter.
Putnam City North now with a 7-point lead over Norman North, 28-21.
Peters handing off to the first man through, as he's going to not really get through anywhere. He's going to get over to about the 24-yard line. I believe that was Carson Padgett on the run there for the SaberCats. He's dropped for a loss there to bring up 3rd down and 13.
Rams come out with purpose here in the second half.
Yeah, they have.
Grant, I mean, they are fired up, special teams, offense, and defense. We got some new numbers in on defense as well, and they're still playing at a high level.
Well, Coach B may have just told them they might have a chance to go see their families for Thanksgiving. So, handoff, first man through is going to get over to the 20-yard line. Trying to evade defenders are the SaberCats, and that right there was Chris Wilson on the run. Couldn't get anywhere there.
Dylan Jones, another sophomore, knocking him out of bounds.
That'll bring up 4th down and 14 now, as the SaberCats will have to punt it away right here. 7:30 and the clock rolling here in the third quarter. Our score 42-3, Owasso leading. Gage Laney back at the 45-yard line. That's where he'll set up shop to receive as the SaberCats get ready to kick it away right here. Here comes the kick from the left hash mark.
Good punt.
It is punted well, and it is going to bounce at about the 46-yard line and bounce out of bounds.
Yeah, it took a Ram bounce, and so they'll have good starting field position off the 3 and out. 7:04 to go here in this third quarter. Rams up now 42-3.
And I'm going to say that young man was under tremendous pressure when he punted that, Steve. He did well despite the circumstances that Owasso was presenting him. 7:04 left to play here, 42-3 our score. We'll keep you up to date on the other games around Class 6A1, especially that Broken Arrow game where Edmond Santa Fe leads at 20-14 at Tiger Stadium right now. Over on the right hash mark, Pekoski in at quarterback again for the Owasso Rams, ready to take the snap here. He bobbles it but gets it into the hands of his open running back, Willis Brown. Brown gets up to the 41-yard line, and Brown made lemonade out of lemons right there, because that could have been really bad.
Yeah, I'm not even sure you would say that was bobbled, because I'm not sure Pekoski ever even really had the football. It was snapped up over his head between his hands, and it went through, but right into the hands of Willis Brown, who caught it like a pitch and then took off to the line.
Heads up play there for sure. Stacked receivers on the near side. Carney's one of them. He'll get the catch from Pekoski and be brought down at the 35-yard line. In on the stop there for Southmore was, I believe, Trevor Schreier, or one of them. No, actually, that may have been Jaden Hughes. So, anyway, either way, it's a first down for Owasso, and that'll pick him up at the 35-yard line. Twins to the left this time. Pekoski off the right hash mark, ready to take the snap. He does so. Hands off to his running back. Willis Brown up the right side, in trouble. Goes head-to-head with a Southmore SaberCat there at the 33.
Bodies flying everywhere on that one.
All they need's a folding chair out there,
Yeah.
and it's WWE night here in Southmore. 5:45 left to play. Clock rolling here. Second down and 8 from the 33. Everybody close in this time except for those twins to the left, and now Pekoski takes it off the right hash mark. He'll sling it up the middle of the field to Cole Adams. Adams gets it down at the 20. He's brought down at the 17-yard line, and that's another Waterstone Private Wealth Management first down. Move up those chains.
I really like what this offense is doing now, establishing that rhythm, but they do seem much more focused here in the second half.
5:17 left to go in the third quarter as Owasso marches up to the 17-yard line. Glad you're with us tonight here on 100.1 KYFM, Bartlesville, KYFM HD1 Bartlesville, and on YouTube via the Owasso Sports Network. Twins to the left, one-man split to the right. Ready to take the snap is Pekoski. Man in motion to the right as now the handoff to the first man through, Willis Brown. He'll get down to about the 7-yard line. Close to another first down. We'll see if he got it.
Yeah, you really got to respect Carney when he comes across and they fake the jet sweep, and then they just hand it to Brown, who darts right up the middle. This offensive line all night long has gotten a lot of push on that initial snap.
Second down and 1. Twins to the left. Pekoski with Brown next to him at running back. Out of the gun, he'll take it here. Pekoski now getting a second set of instructions from the sideline. Now he'll shout those to his line. Now he'll get ready to take the snap on 2nd and 1. Handoff. Brown trying to bust up the middle.
I don't think he got there.
He got to the almost level there, but almost doesn't count, and that'll actually bring him back for a yard to bring up 3rd down and 2 from the 9-yard line. 3:55 left to go in the third quarter at Owasso, still leading 42-3 as they try to knock on the door for another touchdown here. Clock continuing to roll as Pekoski leads his team. Back up here, splitting the hash marks. He's got a man in motion to the right. Handoff again. Willis Brown up the middle, trying to spin past the defender at the 5-yard line. Gets his first down, but can't get any further, and that's going to bring up first and goal as that Waterstone Private Wealth Management first down puts the Rams 5 yards away from the end zone.
Tried to spin out of it there at about the 5-yard line, but too many shirts to be able to escape.
He has a spin move that anybody would be envious of. 3:09, clock still rolling. Pekoski getting his team lined up here as he shouts out the instructions. Out of the gun, everybody's close in. Pekoski ready to take the snap, but a flag flying on the near side of the field, Steve. And this is going to be on Owasso.
A procedure penalty against Owasso. Again, we see that happen on multiple occasions when you get some of these new players that haven't been in a lot of varsity ball games so far, which is why Coach Blankenship has them in here.
2:50 left to go in the third quarter, 42-3, and Owasso knocking on the door after the procedure penalty. It's first to goal from the 10-yard line. Pekoski with another handoff. Willis Brown up the right side into the end zone. Touchdown Owasso. He got it. Pay dirt. It is 48-3. 2:36 left to go in the third quarter. How about that? Kellen Pekoski doing a bang-up job as the backup quarterback here, and he is leading his team well tonight. 48-3 our score. 2:36 left to play in this third quarter, and now Hagen Hood will try for the extra point. Here it comes, the hold, the kick. It is through the uprights and good. 49-3 our score. 2:36 left in the third. We'll take a 30-second break and be back right after this. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football on 100.1 KYFM. Third quarter, 49-3 our scored with another J and Company by the numbers scoring drive. Here's Steve.
Well, that was an 8-play drive that covered 45 yards. This time, a bit more established in time of possession, as it took 4 minutes and 33 seconds, and it finished with a Willis Brown 10-yard touchdown run. And the Rams now up their lead to 49-3 with 2:36 to go here in this third quarter.
If we were doing player of the quarter, Willis Brown might be an honorable mention for the third. As Hagen Hood has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line, and Owasso gets set to kick it away. Here's the kick for Will Felts. It's going to be caught at the 25-yard line, a fair catch for the Southmore SaberCats, and that's where they'll have it first and 10. 2:36 left to go in the third. As if you're just joining us, Owasso leads at 49-3. Don't forget, next week we're on the road to Mustang for the Blankenship Bowl.
Oh, boy.
I haven't sold the naming rights to that yet. Anybody love the Blankenship family enough that they'd want to sponsor the Blankenship Bowl? Of course, what we're referring to, if you're not following along, Bill Blankenship, our head coach, and it's his cousin or nephew or
cousin,
second cousin, I think.
Lee Blankenship.
Lee Blankenship, the head coach of Mustang this year, after a stint at Bartlesville. Handoff to the first man through for Southmore. He'll get it up to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, it was at Beggs down there leading the Demons. I think they won a state championship under him, and he took the 1 year at Bartlesville, and then Mustang came calling and I think offered him a deal he couldn't refuse, and he'll be a good fit for that Mustang Bronco program. And again, that starts those games, Grant, where we probably become a bit more concerned and probably get these guys focused back up into a game.
Mustang needed some good leadership after their trip to Owasso last year. Handoff, first man through is going to roll around to the left side, running out of bounds at the 34-yard line was Chris Wilson, the running back, and that's going to bring up a second down and 2 for the SaberCats. Second down and maybe 1.
Yeah.
They got him that close.
Moved him up.
And actually, move up those chains. They're going
first down.
Yeah, they're going to put him on the 35-yard line. It was a little bit of a delayed reaction from the chain crew, but they're going to give him his first down. First and 10 from the 35, a minute 13 left to play here in the third quarter. Owasso leading at 49-3 if you're just joining us. Twins out to the right side. Noah Henry, the quarterback, as he hands off, first man through. He'll get over to about the 36. Actually, I said that's Noah Peters. I'm sorry. Now, Denver Blatt, the junior, has come in at quarterback.
Braxton Bickham did a good job that time as well, coming up from his safety position to make the tackle and knock the running back out of bounds. There just has not been much escapability by this Southmore offense from sideline to sideline. Team speed certainly favors the Rams tonight.
Denver Blatt with twins to the right, one man to the left. Handoff, first man through, busts up the middle, can't get anywhere as he gets up to the 37-yard line. No further, Steve, so that'll be about a yard's gain for him. Third down and 7.
See if Southmore tries to run another play or if they'll let this clock run out and move us on to the fourth quarter.
They're going to move us on to the fourth quarter, it looks like, as they're coming off the field right now. We've put 3 in the books, and we've got 1 more to go here in Moore. Our score, the Owasso Rams 49, the Southmore SaberCats 3. Take a 1-minute break and be back for the fourth quarter after this. You're listening to Owasso Ram football on 100.1 KYFM.
Can you hear it? It's the sound of hope and health and strength. It's the sound of compassion, of open doors, where people and machines are in tune and miracles occur. It's the sound of personalized healthcare and active communities. It sounds like life, and it's what you hear when you really listen.
Here we go, 3rd down and 8 for the Southmore SaberCats, led by 3rd-string quarterback Denver Blatt tonight. He will take it off the left hash mark here with a man in motion to the right as his handoff goes to that man in motion who gets over to the 39-yard line, is dragged down, dragged almost out of bounds, and on the run there was Carson Padgett for the SaberCats, as it's 49-3, Steve, all the Owasso all the time here in the second half.
Yeah, it looked like Chance Millgate was able to get over there and sling him out of bounds, and that's going to force Southmore into a punting situation. Going to have somebody different now going back. That's going to be Cole McManus. No, actually,
that's Jeray Austin.
Jeray Austin.
Already responsible for a touchdown tonight at the end of the first half. Here's the kick. It is going to be end over end, and it is going to be kicked out of bounds. Gabe Kessler is watching closely now that the Lady Rams softball game is over. He has switched over to Charlie Hinnema's broadcast of Broken Arrow Tiger football, Steve. Broken Arrow missed a field goal. Edmond Santa Fe now with multiple first downs on their current scoring drive and still lead it 20-14 at Tiger Memorial Stadium. So
certainly a slugfest down there.
It is.
Well, numbers through 3 quarters. The Rams 124 yards on 20 carries and 17 of 24 through the air for 306 yards. Owasso with 430 yards total yardage in this game to only 84, and Southmore actually had negative 13 yards in that entire third quarter.
Solomon Skalnick is our new quarterback for the Owasso Rams. He'll hand off to Hagan Hood, who brings it up to the 48-yard line for the Rams. That'll bring up 2nd down and 7 now. 2nd down and 6, I should say. 10:33 left to go in the ball game. Owasso leading at 49-3. Beautiful night for football. It's getting chilly outside. We can feel it here in the press box as they are. Brock Crawford has donned his sweatshirt as he just came in from the sidelines. Solomon Skalnick, the quarterback, handing off. Hagan Hood up the middle, gets up to the 47, to the 48, almost to the first down marker. They should move up those chains here as it's another Waterstone Private Wealth Management first down.
Putnam City North still hanging on to the lead over Norman North, 28-21. Union in complete control over the Moore Lions. That's a bit surprising to me. I thought Union would win, but maybe not with this ferocity of 31-3 over Moore, and that'll put Union right back into the playoff race.
1st and 10 from the 48. Twins out to the right, one-man split to the left. Skalnick, the quarterback, dropping back to throw. He'll throw it left side to Jeray Austin. Austin to the 40, up to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, promised land. He's got a touchdown. Jeray Austin with his 2nd of the night. 9:19 left to play in the 3rd, and it's 55-3. How about that, guys? What Jeray Austin. Steve Mowry furiously taking down his yardage
trying
there.
to write everything down here. I'm looking for players of the game, and he is certainly in the mix.
Well, he may be the one tonight that gets my vote. Is now an extra point attempt coming for the Owasso Rams. The kick is up. It's through the, no, it's not. It's no good. 55-3 as he'll miss that one. 9:19 left to play here in the ball game. We'll take a 30-second break and be back right after this. You're listening to Owasso Ram football on 100.1 KYFM.
Can you hear it? It's the sound of hope and health and strength. It's the sound of compassion, of open doors, where people and machines are in tune and miracles occur. It's the sound of personalized healthcare and active communities. It sounds like life, and it's what you hear when you really listen.
This fourth quarter of play, and wow, Owasso just keeps pouring fuel on the fire tonight as Jeray Austin runs unfettered into the end zone and gets his touchdown tonight. And Steve, with another J and company by the number scoring drive, what do you have?
That just took 3 plays, over 63 yards, and a minute 35 off the clock, but it was the big play of Austin's 53-yard touchdown reception from Solo Skalnick, and the PAT no good that time, but the Rams lead 55-3 with 9:19 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Kickoff fielded at the 27, a fair catch called for by the Southmore SaberCats. We've got to name that McDonald's player of the game later on, and I'm telling you, Austin is making a case. Don't forget, a memory of and in support of breast cancer research and in honor of those affected by breast cancer across the United States, the Owasso Rams are wearing pink ribbons on their helmets. The Rams wearing these ribbons the entire month of October to support and honor those affected by breast cancer. So if you're seeing those pink ribbons, that's why they're on tonight, Steve, and that's a very noble cause to support, as Southmore also donning some pink ribbons and in some cases pink sleeves and socks.
Right.
So, and now here come the SaberCats to the 32-yard line, as on the keeper was quarterback Denver Blatt. Or actually Noah Peters, I'm sorry. They've switched him back in at quarterback. It went to Peters, then to Blatt, back to Peters, back to Blatt, and now we're back to Noah Peters in at quarterback. So that's how it's come down for the SaberCats here in this fourth quarter. 8:23 and the clock rolling. Peters with the handoff. Ball carrier gets to the 35, up to the 40, up to the 45, still in play at the 49-yard line, and that is where he's going to be dragged down. Late flags flying as they come off the pile there, Steve.
Yeah, there may have been some extra activity or a hit out of bounds. Brody Doris actually made the tackle that time for Owasso, and Kristen Ray was also in on that play.
That'll be another first down for the Southmore SaberCats. 8:13 left to play in this ball game. 55-3 our score. That penalty on Owasso is going to move up the SaberCats even more.
Yeah, that's a 6th penalty against the Rams here tonight.
They're going to be up to the 36-yard line. First and 10, SaberCats. And now Peters on the keeper rolls up the left side, gets to the 30-yard line, down to the 28.
He bobbled the snap and was actually fortunate to get control of that. The Rams still bid on play action up the middle as the quarterback able to get outside and turn what looked like disaster for a moment into a gain.
Well, do you think Coach B will have settled down long enough to give Kelly a longer interview at the end of the ball game tonight?
Might just ask him a yes or no question.
Maybe he ought to do that. Peters, the quarterback, handing off, first man through, takes it up the right side. He's going to be dragged down at about the 22-yard line. And on the run there That was Carson Padgett there for Southmore. He gets his first down. 7:12 left to play here. 1st and 10 from the 23.
Actually coming all the way over to the sideline was Noah Peters to get the play call.
Want to say hello to Miss Angie Blankenship, the First Lady of Owasso football, who I know is watching us tonight. Trips out to the left this time, handoff, first man through, gets up to the 20-yard line, down to the 18. He's going to be brought down near the 16-yard line, and Southmore just keeps on marching here. 55-3, Owasso leading at 6:35 left to go. Second and 4 now from the 17. 6:23, clock rolling here. Southmore trying to get into the double digits before this ball game comes to an end. Trips out to the right, Noah Peters splitting the hash marks here as he'll take the snap here. And he goes to the ground as he was trying to fake a handoff as he pulled the ball back out of the guy's hands.
I think he got tied up with him for a moment.
Yeah,
Tripped up.
Tripped up, went straight to the ground, and no gain. I had a similar feeling walking out of Maury Funeral Home one time, Steve, there on the front steps.
Yeah. He went down face down hard there that time. 5:34 to go here in our contest.
5:30 left to play here, and the clock rolls. Back to throw. Peters, his intended receiver, drops it.
Yeah, right through his hands. That's a ball that's got to be caught.
That was over on the near side as he was aiming for Andre Canaday. That'll bring up 4th down. And, well, do you try to kick a field goal here, or do you try to go for it? I think they're going to kick it.
I think they are too.
Try to make it a 55-6 ball game.
And they're short a man, so they've got to send the number 11 player onto the field. Plenty of time on the play clock. Game clock ticking down to 5:15.
Here's the snap, the hold, the kick.
Nice kick.
It is a nice kick, and it's no good, but not for lack of a valiant effort there. 55-3 our score. 5 minutes even left to go in this 4th quarter. We'll take a field goal, and Owasso taking over on their own 20-yard line. So that 9-yard gain brings up 2nd down and 1 from the 29. I'm Grant Merrill along with some more SaberCats. 55-3. We will have the First United Bank Mortgage Group Ram recap straight ahead. You're listening to Owasso Ram football on 100.1 KYFM. 5-3, our final score here in beautiful Moore, Oklahoma, where Owasso wins it over the Southmore SaberCats tonight. And what a ball game this has been, as of course started out a little slow. First part of the ball game was a little rough for the Owasso Rams. Let's see what head coach Bill Blankenship has to say as he's on the sidelines with Kelly Ward.
Steve Grant here with Coach Blankenship after a wild and tumble game here at Southmore tonight. Coach, what's your take on the game?
Well, like I said at the end of the half, I just didn't like the way we started. I am thrilled with the win. I'm thrilled the fact that we continued down the path. We played much better second half, but this was an overmatched squad. We knew that coming in, and it was a good test of whether or not we would really bring our focus, and I just didn't think we focused very well. Didn't hang on the football. We put the ball on the ground more tonight probably than the whole first 6 games. And those are things that we've just got to not lose sight of, is that, you know, you don't play down to people. You don't play. I mean, you got to bring your best every week. And I think we will. I'm hopeful this will be a good lesson for us.
Yeah, well, we all need lessons in life. And, and Coach, we appreciate you giving the correction and, you know, just rallying his troops tonight.
Oh, and we're going to still celebrate. Don't get me wrong. But it's not about bad wins. We're not doing that. We're just trying to get better every week and just make sure that we get those playoffs so we're the best we can be.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. Steve Grant, back to you.
Quote of the game, Kelly Ward, we all need lessons in life.
Yeah. Yeah, those are important.
Oh, boy. Well, that's your motivational moment here at the post-game show.
And I think Coach will use this as a life lesson. It'll be a football lesson for sure, because the Rams did come out. You look at the score and you think, wow, Owasso just came out and dominated the whole game. They did, but they didn't play Owasso football starting out, particularly as consistently as Coach wanted them to. And again, like he used a good word. We came in, we played a team that was overmatched. We knew that. He told us in the radio show the other night that Owasso needs to be worried about Owasso and what they can do to get better. And at the beginning, Grant, they didn't. They weren't up to the level of play that they're going to need to be going into these next 3 games. I mean, you put the ball on the turf 3 times. Southmore doesn't get any points off turnovers, and you hold them to 3 points. But we're going to be playing some ball clubs that those are the kind of mistakes that can come back to bite you, along still committing penalties, maybe more penalties in ball games. So there's still some areas here that Coach Blankenship's going to want to improve upon. As he said, we want to be playing on, over Thanksgiving.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of scores from around the 6A1, and then we'll get to our By the Numbers stats update, brought to you by J & Company Certified Public Accountants. Minute to go in the fourth quarter. Broken Arrows come back to a 21-20 lead over Edmond Santa Fe. So it looks like, barring something from Santa Fe, that they may end up winning that one by a close one tonight. Putnam City North leading in the fourth quarter over Norman North, 35-21 there. Next week's opponents for the Rams, Mustang leading Edmond North 49-14. There's a minute left to go in the third in that ball game. 54-3, the final is the fourth quarter score as Jinx leads Edmond Memorial. Westmoore and Yukon, they are tied at 42 with 5 minutes to go in that ball game. That's probably one we'll listen to on the way out of here. And then Union, of course, leading Moore 38-10 there, Steve. So, you know, there's a lot of games that are very important playoff scenarios tonight. Of course, Owasso still steering the ship at 7-0 tonight, but 55-3 the final here as they convincingly beat Southmore, and now we've got some games that really count, starting with our trip to Mustang next week.
Yeah, that's going to be a battle because we're going to face a ball club that's not quite as overmatched as we faced here this evening. Certainly can't come out and have the start that they had tonight. The Rams are going to have to get focused, and I tell you what, they're going to go back, they're going to watch film, and Coach Blankenship and his coaching staff are going to go in and have an administrative meeting and put together a game plan and come out. It's not a matter now of execution and things like that. It's a matter of mentally being prepared prepared, because it's going to be a long drive over to Mustang next week as well. You're going to get some extra time with this being fall break, practice next week, but he's going to want his team to be more focused, more disciplined, and be ready to play, because if they play like this and we get in a scrum, then it may not turn out quite as well.
By the Number Stats Update brought to you by Matt J. and J & Company Certified Public Accountants. They're my accountant. They could be yours too. They do a great job of putting the numbers together, whether it comes to personal or commercial taxes. Go ahead and give them a call when you get into the office tomorrow if you're ready to make a change for the better. That's J & Company Certified Public Accountants, a proud sponsor of the Owasso Rams. And Steve has worked up enough numbers along with Rob Williams to earn his CPA degree tonight. What do you got?
I got a lot going on here, and a lot of it is on the ground and through the air, as the Rams had 173 yards on 28 carries. And then quarterbacks combined 18 of 25 for 359 yards. Not so good for Southmore. -1 yard passing. Southmore only threw 9 passes in the game. They had 125 yards on the ground, and we know a lot of that came on one play by Scott in that first quarter. 124 total yards for Southmore. But the Rams, as we mentioned, had 3 lost fumbles. Penalties, 6 penalties against Owasso for 69 yards, 3 against Southmore for 16 yards. Southmore actually controlled the time of possession, 28 minutes and 32 seconds to Owasso's 19:28. Rams very efficient on third down, 5 of 8, and 1 for 1 on fourth down. Not so much for the SaberCats, only 3 of 12 on third down, and they were unable to convert either fourth down that they tried upon. As we mentioned previously, the quarterback Scott was the leading rusher for the SaberCats, 8 carries for 64 yards. Wilson, the key running back of the night, 25 carries for 49 yards. That averages to less than 2 yards a carry. Again, I can do simple math, but that just tells you how stout this Ram defense was here tonight. And then the -1 yard passing by Southmore quarterbacks. For the Rams, we got numbers all over the place. Overstreet, we're looking at the rushing yardage. Overstreet, 5 carries for 44 yards. Cole Duggar, 4 carries for 43 yards. Hagen Hood, 5 carries for 19 yards. Willis Brown, 6 carries for 28 yards and a touchdown. In the receiving area, Mario Kirby, 2 receptions, 2 touchdowns. All he does is catch touchdown passes for 30 yards. Trey Goins, 3 receptions for 41 yards and a touchdown. Keelan Carney, 4 receptions, 54 yards and a touchdown. Peyton Lusk, 3 receptions, 75 yards, a touchdown. Jeray Austin, 2 receptions for 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. Then you have Overstreet for a catch for 17 yards, and Thomas, 2 catches for 15 yards. So you've got 7 receivers that caught the football tonight, 5 that scored touchdowns, 2 that scored 2 touchdowns. That's moving the football around. And then Cole Duggar's numbers, 14 of 21 for 267 yards, 5 touchdown passes on the night. His numbers continue to increase, but maybe the big number, no interceptions in the ball game.
I'm getting word that there are 2 seconds left in the game between Edmond Santa Fe and Broken Arrow. Edmond Santa Fe just kicked a field goal from the 1-yard line of the Tigers to take the lead.
Wow.
And looks like they are going to be victorious tonight at Tiger Memorial Stadium. So we'll get you to the end of that one here in just a second. We've got to come up with a McDonald's player of the game. My vote earlier was for Jeray Austin, who's come out of nowhere to get 2 different touchdowns tonight.
Yeah.
And, we had kind of been in the Jeray camp earlier tonight, but, this is kind of like the Democratic primary. There's about 20 candidates running for player of the game.
Right.
It's kind of hard to pick one right now.
I mean, I know we've done this before. It's hard for me to ignore a quarterback that throws 5 touchdown passes in a game. I mean, Cole Duggar, and no interceptions. I mean, he's just playing phenomenal football. Maybe we go co-players tonight because I'm with you. I just struggle not rewarding a quarterback that throws 5 touchdown passes and also rushes for 43 yards. So Duggar himself was responsible for over 300 yards in this game.
I tell you what, I got enough McDonald's gift cards to
Can we do it?
We can give it to
Can
one,
we do
but
it?
I will personally buy.
And we won't go broke.
Personally
broke.
buy.
That's important.
The other quarter pounder meal for Cole Duggar tonight.
Yeah.
We'll go Cole Duggar and DeRay Austin as our McDonald's co-players of the game tonight. Well, Steve, it has been an awesome ball game here in Moore tonight. Again, 55-3. The final score here is Owasso beats Southmore. Any final thoughts as we get ready for Mustang next week?
Well, I think we've talked about it. We know what we need to do. The Rams moved to 7-0, and that's the message from Coach Blankenship each week. Just go 1-0, 1-0, and you add enough 1-0s together, good things will happen. And right now it's 7-0. Rams are on top in their district, closing out the season with 3 games to go and 3 key games against very opponents that we've got to really pay attention to and come out better prepared.
It is official in Green Country.
Yeah.
Broken Arrow drops to 5-2 tonight as they lose to Edmond Santa Fe on a 2-second left field goal.
Yeah.
And again, I think there were some fingernails being chomped on by both sides of that equation there. But Edmond Santa Fe coming out the victor tonight, Steve.
And Union with a big win in district play. Union with a big win over the Moore Lions, who was making noise, and Union handled them, rather handily. And they made a quarterback change here with Rovon Banks, and that, I'm telling you, Grant, teams that we thought we took care of easily in the season are improving and getting better. Coach Fred knows what he's doing down there. Keith Riggs has got the Trojans back on the winning track. David Alexander, Broken Arrow's Broken Arrow. So the Rams have got to improve each week, and I can assure you, Coach Blankenship will have a message for his boys this week.
It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Well, we want you to join us Tuesday night. We'll be at Billy Sims Barbecue in Owasso for the Rams Showcase with head coach Bill Blankenship, and we appreciate you dropping by to be a part of that on Tuesday. Don't forget breakfast with Coach B at Trails Inn Barbecue. That's Wednesday morning at 7 o'clock. $25 will get you in so you can eat the best breakfast in Owasso and then watch Coach Blankenship break down the film. And then, of course, we'll be back here, back on the air with you Friday night as we will be on the road to Mustang. But we appreciate each and every one of you for being a part of our broadcast tonight. Appreciate all of our fine sponsors that bring you Owasso Ram football week in and week out. Appreciate all the crew of the Owasso Sports Network. Get out to Shawnee over the weekend and support those Lady Rams in the state softball tournament. You can watch those games. Is it on Owasso Sports Network YouTube? That'll be for the semifinal, and then NFHS for the final game. Okay, 1:30 tomorrow on the Owasso Sports Network YouTube, and we'll be keeping you up to date on that on InsideOwasso.com as well. And then watch Gracie Shriver on The Voice. That's about all of the rest. That's about what's happening at Owasso this week.
Owassons everywhere.
Owassons are everywhere. So anyway, we appreciate each and every one of you being a part of our broadcast tonight. We'll see you next Friday. For Kelly Ward down on the sideline, for Rob Williams crunching the numbers, for Steve Mowry, and for the entire Owasso Sports Network crew, I'm Grant Merrill saying good night, God bless you, and go Rams! Thanks for listening tonight here in Moore. Again, our final score, 55-3. Owasso wins it and goes to 7-0. Good night, everybody.